Hello everybody, it's Kristen Ramanajam here, and I wanted to come on and share this project that I have been working on. It actually started as a fairy tale themed ATC card swap, and I only needed to make 6 of them, and as you can see I went a little crazy. I think when I stopped and counted I was at 44. So I think it's safe to say I went a little bit crazy. But you know how it is when you start making something and you just kind of discover as you go and just keep working with things. So I had a lot of fun. I wanted to kind of do a little show and tell and kind of flip through some of the cards that I made, and then talk about some of the fun stuff that I used. So you can see, I mean, there's so many of them. But I wanted to share some of them with you. So, and just talk a little bit about, the different elements that I used. So this one says a trail of fairy dust. So I have been making paper dolls, been loving making paper dolls. And part of the thing that took a long time with this project was gathering all the different elements that I wanted and shrinking them down to size. So anyway, I'll just show you some of the cards, and then we can talk about all the different things that I did to kind of prepare for it. So you can see I used some gold foil here and some glitter. And do it this way. So this ended up being one of my favorites, and it's probably one of the most simple. But I just really like the colors or something. I don't know, it just really appeals to me. And this one just says, look closely, magic is all around us. And this one was just, the background that I found. And I cut this out. I used some watercolor pencil to color this in. I love to do this. I do that pretty often. I'll, print images, and I just like to go over them with, metallic markers or watercolor, something. So this has a lot of, this is kind of like collage fodder, I guess you call it, that I made with different pieces of paper and dried tea bags. And then I just kind of ripped it up and added it here. You can see this little fairy here, and it says, this was the beginning of her adventure. And then here's one. So I don't know if you can tell, but this, little corner piece that has glitter on is from my die cut machine. And so this one says, the magic was in her all along. And again, another one of my paper dolls that I made. And then here we have the Fairy Queen, another paper doll and die cuts. Some glitter going on there. This one says, she cast a spell. So this one, I've got the doll. There's a little bit of, what is that called? Little fibers, cheesecloth there. I put some gloss in the background of this one. Let me see if you can, you can see it kind of shimmer. And then we got die cuts here, and then I also did these, show you here, these frames. And what I did, sorry about my dogs there. So I used the distress crayons, and I put on the frames kind of smeared metallic crayons. So I used some of those, and then like this one is actually a little more with the print on it. It's the one that says, she was filled with wonder. And this is one of my quirky dolls that I made. Imagination is the only weapon in the war with reality. So on here, got the die cuts, and there's also some lace in the background. So I did some, just kind of put down lace, and I put a layer of glue, like collage glue, you know, on top of it to stiffen it a bit. So that's one of the things I did to kind of prep, to have materials to work with. And then this one says the most beautiful in the land. And you can see, so here I used this aluminum tape and ran it through my die cut machine. And that has some fiber on the back there as well. This one has a lot of different elements. Do you believe in magic? So we have a lot of different cutout things. Some of that collage fodder paper here. And this one says, she spoke to nature. I like my little squirrel here. And then here I've got some pink cheesecloth. I keep forgetting what that's called. Let me see. So this one, she saw things that others couldn't. More of the pink cheesecloth there. This is one of my favorites. It's no use going back to yesterday. I was a different person then. And again, this is the die cuts, and on this one I just put some glitter. It's my little troll, once upon a time. Magic is all around us. She made a wish. And this one I have layers here, like she's kind of sitting on a hill. I love this one too. Faith, trust, and pixie dust. They lived in the garden. That's another one. Love still clung like gold dust to her lashes. And I love this one too. I'm not even sure, like, what is it? I just like all the elements, how they all came together. And that was the beginning of fairies. She was wild, she was free. They lived among the trees. She made a wish in the land of witches. So that's just some examples of them. Like I said, I only needed 6 of them, but yeah, like, look at that. Okay, I've got quite a few here, plenty. It'll last me a while. So I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I did this to make these. If anybody else wants to do it, because I have just so much fun. So the first thing, my paper dolls that I made, I kind of put them on paper, and I had to shrink them down. And then I just got some other collage, you know, elements and things printed. I also Googled fairy tale quotes. So I made a couple of pages of just little sayings to put on. And then the backgrounds. So this took a while because I had to, you know, get everything to the right size, put a backing on it. So I got some, you know, outdoor scenes, and then some other interior, and then some, oh, and this is like a background that I put. This was a collage kit, and I put them on top of another background and printed them. That's another one. So then, you know, there's all kinds of things to do. Like here, I did a little bit of texture paste. Can use a little bit of, I mean, even like, you know, gesso, or I used some gold paint on some. All different kinds of things to play with the backgrounds and get them ready. And then, so I have, a bunch of different things here. So I've got the die cuts, you know, I got some, and this is what's left after playing. You know, I had like trees and the flowers and things. And then this, I don't think I have any that, I don't, but these are actually like a big frame. So it's kind of like this part is inside here and goes around, so they're quite big. And I just sort of pulled them apart and used them to frame some of my cards, which is cool. Then these are like a bunch of different corner pieces. So I had all of those ready. I have my, you know, cheesecloth here. Just anything that I could find, you know, like these things, different cheesecloth. And somebody sent these to me. I think maybe this was Mary Giuliano, maybe sent me all this different cheesecloth, and I love it because there's black and there's pink. And then I also just have, like, this is an example of just like different papers that I make, and you know, just to have around. And then this stuff, this is just tea bags. And I just put some stuff in between it. And I love doing this stuff to use, you know, just in different projects. So let's see, and I did the frames, all of that stuff. So then after I kind of layered everything on here, then the last step that I did, I did sew around the edges. I always feel like I'm so used to sewing around things. I feel like it really holds everything down in place. Plus there's multiple layers here because these are pretty thick. So yeah, I went back in and added, you know, the gold foil, any kind of bling. You know, I've got the gold foil here, and then these little gem things, my foil. Then I have like these guys. So whatever you have to kind of bling it up a little bit. And then also outlining the images to make them pop so you can see them more. So that is it, guys. I just wanted to share with you what in the world I have been doing pretty much nonstop. So, so if you make any, please come over to Junk Journal Junkies, etc., and share your projects with me. And yeah, I hope everybody is having a fantastic weekend. Happy crafting.